What if I told you that the smallest habits, the ones you think don't even matter, are quietly destroying your future? This is the story of a young man who almost lost everything, until one single moment changed his life forever. Meet Aarav, a dreamer, a believer, a boy who wanted a better life, but was trapped inside the prison of his own habits. Every single morning, the same thing happened. His phone alarm would ring, he'd hit snooze, he'd grab his phone, and then he would spend hours scrolling through an endless feed of videos, memes, and meaningless posts. He knew he should get up. He knew he should study, work, or build something meaningful, but his mind whispered the same lie to him every single day. Just 5 more minutes. You can do it later. And later, well, later never came. The thing is, bad habits don't show their impact immediately. They stay silent, they grow in the dark, quietly compounding over time, and then one day, they destroy everything all at once. One morning, Aarav had an important job interview. This was it, a chance to finally change his life, to prove to everyone, and to himself, that he could succeed, but he slept right through his alarm. He woke up to 10 missed calls, and one heart-stopping message that read, "We're sorry. The position has been filled." Aarav just sat there on the edge of his bed, his heart sinking, because deep inside, he knew the truth. He didn't lose the interview. He lost to himself. Days passed, weeks, nothing changed. He was stuck in the same cycle of regret and procrastination. But one evening, something inside him finally broke. He saw his younger cousin, just 19 years old, celebrating his new job. Everyone was so proud of him. And Aarav, standing in the corner, pretended to smile, while his heart whispered, "Why am I still stuck here? What is wrong with me?" That night, he stared at the ceiling, the darkness pressing in, and he realized a painful, undeniable truth. If I don't change right now, my future will be even worse than my present. The next morning, feeling lost, Aarav stepped outside for some fresh air, hoping to clear his head. That's when he met Mr. Samir, an old neighbor who was tending to his garden. Mr. Samir looked up, saw the look on Aarav's face, and said, "You look tired, son. Everything okay?" Aarav let out a long sigh and replied, "I don't know. I just feel like my life is slipping away from me." Mr. Samir smiled knowingly and said, "Bad habits, huh? I used to be just like you." He then shared his own story, how he had wasted years, lost incredible opportunities, and fell far behind in life, all because of small, seemingly harmless habits that he chose to ignore. He looked directly into Aarav's eyes and said something that would change everything. "Listen, your habits are either building your future, or they are burying it. If you don't control them now, they will control you for the rest of your life." Something clicked inside Aarav. For the first time ever, he didn't just feel guilt, he felt a spark of hope. That night, he took out a notebook and wrote down 3 simple rules. 1. Wake up early, no excuses. 2. No phone after 10 p.m. 3. Complete at least one important task every single day. It wasn't a grand plan to overhaul his entire life. It wasn't much, but it was a start. And sometimes, the smallest step in the right direction ends up being the biggest step of your life. Change, however, is never easy. The next morning, Aarav woke up early, but he felt exhausted. His body screamed at him to go back to bed. His old habits pulled him like heavy chains. But he forced himself to get up. He splashed cold water on his face, he sat down at his desk, and for the first time in months, he actually finished a task before noon. It was a small victory, but it felt monumental. But the journey wasn't perfect, it was a battle. Some days he won, he'd wake up early, he'd read a book, he'd feel productive, but on other days, the bad habits would win. He'd find himself scrolling mindlessly, wasting hours, feeling like a failure all over again. One evening, feeling defeated, he called Mr. Samir and said, "Maybe I'm just not strong enough to do this." Mr. Samir replied gently, "No, Aarav, you don't become disciplined in one day. You become disciplined day by day, slowly, patiently, consistently." Aarav changed. He started waking up early not because he had to, but because he wanted to. He started to love the quiet of the morning. He replaced endless scrolling with reading books that expanded his mind. He replaced overthinking with careful planning. He replaced his old excuses with decisive action. His mind became clear. His confidence started to grow. And then, something amazing happened. Opportunities started coming back. He applied for another job, but this time, he was ready. This time, he prepared for days. This time, he showed up early, confident, and focused. This time, he didn't fail himself. And yes, he got the job. The day he told his parents, he saw a smile on their faces he hadn't seen in years. His future finally had light. But most importantly, Aarav realized something incredibly powerful. Success is not about doing big, heroic things once in a while. It's about doing the small, right things every single day. And now, I want to speak directly to you. Aarav's story isn't just his story. It's my story. It's your story. It's the story of everyone who has dreams, but feels held back by bad habits. You don't need to change your whole life today. You just need to change one small habit. Just one. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Read 10 pages of a good book. Do one productive task before you check your phone. Say no to distractions for just 1 hour. Small habits may look weak and insignificant on their own, but compounded over time, they shape your destiny. So I want you to ask yourself right now, Are your habits building your future, or are they burying it? Fix the small things today, or you will regret the big things tomorrow. Your future is not yet written. The power to change it is in the very next small decision you make. Break your bad habits now, because your future deserves so much better. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, hit that subscribe button and join our community. Let's build better futures together.